bullshit. They're fabricating you a bullshit of lies on and I see it every day. I see these people who make, every time you open up YouTube, it's a new Joe Rogan tape. How Joe Rogan did this and Joe Rogan did that. They're so involved and they cling on to the words. Well, he said this, he said that. If you had a piece of ass, a life, you wouldn't give a fuck what Joe Rogan said, or Joey Diaz, or Lisa Ayat, or whatever. You wouldn't care.
No. And at least I love podcasts, but the one that is new that I don't really understand is like the Twitch streamers who just will stream like some of the biggest. Kevin Hart's on like this guy Kai Cenat. He just all day is just in his room like doing weird shit, but it's like millions of people are and you can make a lot of money by just watching their shit and making clips and putting it. It's really become a problem for me. It's not just like
stop. You gotta stop. You're a stand-up comic. Mm-hmm. You're 30-something years old. It ends today. That's it. Take that shit off your fucking phone. All of the stupid shit. All of it. If Instagram's bothering you, take it off.
Yeah.
No, Paramount is not going to reach you on Instagram.
Right, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just for Laughs Festival, well, they're defunct now, is not going to reach you on Twitter.
Right.
And if fucking, Dave Chappelle wants to hire you, he's not going to call you on Facebook.
Right. And because that's the thing, I make the excuse like, oh, I need this for comedy, but I spend 99% of the time not posting my own shit.
How much has my social media gone down since I moved to Jersey?
You've done a lot less.
I post one day a week. I post on Tuesdays. Have a great day. Sometimes I got an urge to post on Mondays if I want to play Tony Bennett or something. I get the sudden urge. But besides that, there's no reason no more. For me, there's no reason. I do one show a month. It sells itself out. But if you want me to keep making tapes, hi, it's Jeff here. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. One day I looked at it and I go, what am I doing with my life? Because in the point, you start thinking that they can't live without your stupid video.
Yeah.
That was my Monday motivation thing. You really start believing that in your mind, that they can't live. And then one day you sit there when you're sober and go, am I a fucking retard?
Yeah.
And it's listen, for all you comedy comedians out there, let me tell you how it is. Dave Chappelle has no social media. Dave Chappelle has no websites. Dave Chappelle has nothing. He pops up a show and it miraculously sells. So I want you to think about that. Now, if you take that same mentality, you're going to die for 2 years. But after a while, it might be better for you.
Right.
Because you're not constantly, every Monday, I got to go through Instagram on Monday. What do you see? 50 stand-up. Everybody wants to put their stand-up on there or them in front of a theater showing you the people with 1,000 people behind them.
Right.
You follow me?
Like, yeah, just bragging.
You know what? If you look at my resume, it says stand-up comic. How much more stand-up comedy do I have to put on there? Try something different. Put a picture of you roller skating and fall on your ass. Anything. It's like today I was going to make a boxing tape when I was at boxing gym, and I'm like, again, who the fuck wants to see me hit a fucking speed bag? But the guy always says, tape yourself doing that and then show it to me. And I'm like, I'm not in the fucking mood. I don't have the common sense to get a tripod and hang the I just want to go work out.
Right.
But now if I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just got all that shit to me was like, they don't need to see this no more. They already know I will not make a tape of me smoking dope ever again.
Wow.
They know I smoke dope. I got to come on there every day and it's 120 times. They know you smoke dope.
Right.
After a while, you look at yourself and you're like, he's a fucking old man acting like a fucking child. I can name 3 guys that are still smoking dope on there that don't look good.
Yeah, because
enough. They know you smoke dope. Enough.
Right.
Enough. Give them something different. Show them a picture of you playing chess. Like if I ever decide to learn how to play chess, I'd do a tape of me getting beat up playing chess. Because that's an angle they've never seen me done before.
Right.
But everything else they've seen. Well, you got a new joke. So you got a new joke. You got to show them now? Make them come see it without showing them that. Make them come to your show without showing them that. All right, we'll be right back. We're going to bring on a special guest we got. I'm excited about this guy. I've been trying to get this guy on.
Jory Deiz has to be one of the funniest.
On for fucking a year, but I got sick and shit. We'll be right back We're going to talk to you a little bit about DraftKings and UFC, what is it, 316 this week? Live from Newark, New Jersey. We'll be right back. All right, you savages. Uncle Joey here. It's UFC 316 coming in hot, and it's time to find out whether a sequel is better than the original. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. And it all goes down in Newark, New Jersey this Saturday night. Now, if you're new to DraftKings, here's your shot at cashing in at the right time. You ready? New customers, listen to what Uncle Joey's doing for you with DraftKings. That's why I partner up with them. Because if you bet $5, I'm going to give you $200. No! I'm going to give you $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Who's better than Joey? Nobody. It doesn't get more exciting than that. Don't walk away empty-handed, and don't walk away from this offer. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, today, and press in code Joey, Joey. That's code Joey for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings, where the crown is yours. You're the motherfucking king.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
We're back like herpes. Uncle Joey here with my main man, Chef Brad, from his Instagram fame, 600,000 people up there. What's up, Primo?
Oye, estamos bien, tío.
We're good.
I am so excited. It's been a long time coming. Y esto es una cosita where, oye, I'm so happy that we're here.
We're here.
Truly. Estamos
We're
aquí,
here, we're
oye. Oye, sí.
We're here, we're queer.
Ya tú sabes.
I fell in love with Chef Brad. I'll tell you why. I have a white wife from Tennessee. And I love my wife. She'll cut a finger off for me. And for years, she knows that I always talked about Cuban food. And she went and got her best recipes online, on YouTube. And it was a fucking disaster every fucking time. And I felt so bad for her because she'd say, let's make it again. And I go, no. And my wife has a problem that when she gets a recipe good twice, she stops going to it. She gets on the phone with her mother. Like in my house, like spaghetti sauce will eventually turn into chili.
Sí.
You know, like everything turns into something else with my wife. And I love her. But again, she's not a chef. She's a cook, you know, like a pretty okay cook. But when I showed, and I told her one day, I sat her down, I go, listen, you're forbidden from Cuban cooking.
You're
I love
done.
you to death. I've been with you for 25 years, but I
Me
can't
voy.
do it no more because you're chopping up these fucking recipes. You're destroying my insides. You don't know how much you destroy my insides. I am not some wannabe Cuban that talks about Cuban food. I'm Cuban. I'm very traditional. Before the revolutionary Cuban, where the food was fucking impeccable. They loved to cook. They would snort Coke while they were cooking. The Coke would drip in the picadillo, and shit.
Qué rico.
And I found you on Instagram, and I looked at the recipes, and I'm like, this guy's onto something. And I called her down, and I go, you got to watch this motherfucker. So the first recipe she took from you was carne con papa, tremendous. Then she stole the Moro recipe that you put on like 2 years ago. It was delicious. And then she got me the picadillo recipe. And that is killer because after I eat it, I save a little bit, and the next morning I wake up and I put it on Wonder Bread.
Sí.
Picadillo on Wonder Bread with the potatoes in it.
Eso es. That is.
Oh, my God.
When life was hitting you hard, eso es. El picadillo with the Wonder Bread. Oh, my
And when you
God.
remember you have it, like you're like, what am I going to have for lunch? You go,
Picadillo.
shit.
That taste in your mouth.
I even make carne con papa sandwiches
See,
on white bread.
Exactly.
I fucking love that shit.
It's the textures mixed with just like you were saying earlier. That papa, when you cut it in half and it's perfectly brown, ahí colored with all that sazon, pero the middle's nice and white. No,
People have no idea when you cut up when a Cuban potato with a dish called carne con papa, number 25 at Versailles.
Sí.
It's not. That's how strong my fucking game is.
Sí.
If you ever go to Versailles, just say 25. Whether it's Miami or California.
25.
Carne con papa, number 25.
Number 25, baby.
Okay,
25.
and when you cut, I remember going to Versailles, California, and cutting a potato, the whole thing was white. I'm like, I'm in the wrong restaurant because the outside has to absorb the gravy from the fucking meat. And that beef gravy and the bouillon they put in there, and it's brown on the outside. But when you cut it deep in the middle, it's fucking nice and white and clear. You don't know what that taste does to your fucking mouth. Your mouth, you can feel the flavors and the
It's
levels.
a flavor memory. It makes you go back in time. You know, that's like why I love the Cuban food. Porque even Lee, oye, you don't look like you eat Cuban food all the time. Pero when you had it, how it's just nostalgic.
I had nothing to compare to. No.
Cuban food in Auschwitz.
That's the thing. I think no, they would have lasted a lot longer. Dude, that rice, and I've never had, and I'm sure it's not like that Versailles in the valley that we went to. And they had that garlic chicken. I'm sure it was.
I know the one that you're
but
talking about.
But that garlic chicken, even bad Cuban food, to me, as someone who doesn't know much about it, is the first time I had that crispy chicken, like, and it wasn't fried, but they did something to it with that garlic sauce and that we were talking about it before. You just give me black beans and rice, avocado, and some sort of meat.
I'm good. I'm good too.
Oh my God, I don't have. There's just for someone who grew up in the Northeast, not around like it was just white people. Like there was good food, but it's different. It's different.
It's boring.
No,
yeah.
There's
and
no.
You don't know until you know.
See, sazón. That's truly, I think, what it really is. Like, people don't realize that, like, the power of the bay leaf is what I always tell everyone. If you just want your food to be, like, good, you know, just throw freaking bay leaf ahí adentro y que se jode la cosa, porque that bay leaf will impart that magical flavor of, like, ño su madre, that every time you bite into those black beans, it's like a different world. Porque I feel like a lot of them, like Central America doesn't really use like a lot of like sazón and like all that stuff, obviously, pero that's like the whole Central and Middle of America is where the like iodinized salt thing came from. Porque no one had iron, no one was like doing that, and they go, coño, we gotta put it in the sal porque estos se van a morir. You know what I mean? So people use iodinized salt, and when they cook with it, it kind of screws up the flavor, I think. So I feel like when people do cook, and like a lot of Cubans, I feel like they try to stick as natural as possible when it comes to like ingredients and stuff, como sal and like bay leaves too. Pero I gotta get you to Miami just so you could just have true authentic food, porque te vas a cagar, I swear.
I don't know if I'm ready for it.
No, see, we were talking about it, but it's like I know.
You're ready for it.
No, you're ready. I see un poquito.
Dude, I might gain all the way back.
Here's the thing with recipes that sucks. I'll call people and I go, George, get Grandma's recipe for chicken. And Grandma's great. She'll give me the recipe. But the bitch will leave something out.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like when you learn jiu-jitsu.
Exactly.
They always leave something out for you to figure on your own. For you to kind of figure on your own. But guess what? I'm an idiot. I don't want to figure it out on my own.
No.
I want you to tell me. So for years, me and my wife have been experimenting with Cuban recipes, and everything tasted was missing something until we found your recipes.
Oh my God, that like, uy, coño.
Okay, because you weren't hiding nothing.
No.
Because that's what was pissing me off. That we would cook it to the fucking. I'd sit there with a aleto, white wine. What's that wine? Like camarón enchilado.
Camarón enchilado,
that
thing.
dry wine.
That dry wine,
that's the whole fucking thing.
You just let it reduce, pero nadie shows it.
Nobody shows you that.
No one tells you.
And this is the only person that you gave us legit recipes. Like I became a fan because I'm like, most people leave something the fuck out.
Siempre.
And you got to figure it the fuck out. You got to sit there with a spoon at night. And that's one thing that you did that I really liked. Like the moro. I fucking love moro, even though it'll put 20 pounds on
20 pounds.
Because you make that shit with pork grease.
No,
what's moro?
Pork grease. Moro is truly like, it's a dish that we cook for like Nochebuena, for parties. It's black beans and white rice cooked together, so like the rice has this like dark tinge, right?
Okay.
A lot of these restaurants nowadays use like that dye that still back, I think in the probably like 60s and like 70s, people still used el moro and the like little dye, whatever. So when you go to a restaurant, you'll kind of see when it's not authentic, porque it looks like black, like kind of like that, like
squid spaghetti.
Sí. Literally. Pero when you cook an authentic one, you let the grease of, like, you render down pork, you really put the bay leaves in there. And like I always tell people, whenever you have like dry spices and stuff, throw it in with all of the hot like grease and stuff like that, porque se cocina, and that allows it to like open and give you those flavors that you're like fighting to like figure out, you know. Pero with my page, granted, I really just try to like simplify everything to make sure that you get the same taste that abuelita or abuelo or whatever was there. Porque I too was on that same boat where I'd sit there and be like, me cago en la mierda, bro. These fucking guys don't put like they're saying, oh, this is how you make a steak frites. But I'm like, you didn't tell the people that you gotta fry the fries twice. You gotta do esto aquí. And then I saw this carne con papa, and he missed the bay leaf. He missed como like un tilín de like vino blanco and shit. And I'm like, dude, you're missing key flavors that are crucial components to like people in this culture. You know, it's like, if you make a carne con papa for a Cuban and it doesn't taste like carne con papa,
I won't eat it.
Te jodiste.
I'm pissed.
You're
And
mad.
That's
You're
what
angry.
the problem was.
See,
In places outside of Miami, and trust me, I've given everybody a chance.
no, see,
Dog,
I
in
can
Louisville,
imagine.
Kentucky, you got 4 Cuban restaurants.
De veras. Fuck.
And
Oh,
3
my.
of the people are from Union City or West New York. Minneapolis has a Cuban restaurant that's run by a Greek woman who grew up in Cuba, and her husband was Cuban.
Oh,
and he
my.
died. And she opened up a restaurant that's standing room only. It's so busy. She's
It's
only
packed.
open for breakfast and lunch.
He done.
Okay, my buddies just went there and sent me back. I told them, I go, if you go to Minneapolis, go see that lady. They came back. They live here. And they were like, Joey, the breakfasts
Are insane.
steak, potato, it's like a Cuban
Pero es
breakfast.
pasión,
The old
you know?
breakfasts, like I remember growing up, my mom waking up to see white rice with a steak on top of it and 2 eggs, and then they break the yolk and the egg goes on the fucking steak
Dog.
and on the rice, and they mix it up with a fucking cup of Cuban coffee with milk,
I
and then
see.
they would get a pound of Cuban bread with butter and dip
it.
in the fucking coffee and eat that shit. I'm like, no. No. Now? I would give my hand to see my mother eat that breakfast again.
I know.
Fucking huge breakfasts. We have a friend, Rudy
Tremendo.
Sarzo, Cuban kid, West New York, Miami. He won't eat Cuban food. When we go take him out, he'll eat a croqueta.
And
Because
that's
he
it.
goes, Cuban food fucks me up. Because at the other side of that spectrum, it's fattening.
No.
It'll fucking kill
Eso-
you. Last week or 2 weeks ago, you were making those guayabas. I didn't want to look at them. I don't look at that shit. Guayaba.
Porque eso es, you have no idea
you
the
have
amount
no
of
idea.
pastelitos that I fucking made. Everyone was like, oh no, make a pastelito. Porque going back to your point with Lee earlier on about like Instagram, right? Like being on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube y todas estas cositas, right? You become like crap, like fuck, like what does everybody want? You know, you have some people wanting, oh yeah, I want carne con papa. Oh yeah, I want this. So I posted the pastelitos, and then everyone was like, now we want them with pastelito y queso. And I'm just thinking, oye, solo pone un poquito de queso. And that's it.
That's
Maybe
it.
it's
No,
the
I
same
thought
fucking
you
thing.
made 'em
Y
guayaba.
después yo lo hice otra vez, and I was like, esto es de guayaba y queso. Porque everyone just gets like this, like, pero the amount of freaking food. I've started the gardeners on Tuesday se cagan every time they come to the house. Porque they show up and I go, hey, are you guys hungry? Porque I was there with like literal, like almost like 200 pastelitos. Porque I just started making them, and then all my friends, oye, pero my circle's así, bro. I just got a puppet named Paco, right? Porque it was a bitch getting people to be on this shit. So I go, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna be Paco y yo voy a hacer esto también, right? The amount of pastelitos that I just give away and the amount of food, it's like un despingue. Pero the pastelitos are the most dangerous, and the Cuban bread with the butter, and you just dip it in the coffee that's already filled with like six cups of like sugar, bro. It's like insane. And then people think yo estoy aquí jorobado porque obviously, like, if you had una colada, you wouldn't sleep for like 9 years, you know?
What's a colada?
It's like just like the meth of Cuban coffee. Como it's just like the first press that like comes out, right? You take it and you mix it with like 3 things of like sugar, bro. Y tú solo estás ahí. And it becomes this thing that if you just like lick it, a little bit of hair on your nuts, you know? And I'm going like, oh, what are we doing, baby? Después, you pour this colada and you drink it. The first 2 sips, your heart's going to have like 3 palpitations. And then you're going to be like, coño, yo creo que me voy a cagar. And then you're going to look at someone and be like, yo creo que yo me la voy a cingar. Porque esto es, oh my God. You get horny, you get crazy. It's like leche de tigre, pero like Cuban. You know what I mean? It's nuts.
And you drink it, and then you smoke a cigar.
Oh.
To really like that motherfucker.
No. Y después te revientas el toilet. Pero this colada, people freak out porque everyone, they drink it in like thimbles, you know, in like a little thimble. Porque if you have more of that, you're going to have a heart attack.
You're done.
No, I fucking...
Starbucks can suck your dick.
Yeah, no. Starbucks
Did you
is
fly to
nothing.
Miami International?
Sí.
Okay. When you go to Miami International, there's a place that you buy sandwiches and stuff.
Sí.
If you look to your left, there's a Starbucks.
Sí.
That's lonely.
Empty.
A couple dumb white fucks going
Empty.
there. Lonely. They got one guy. He's a one-man show in there.
Sí, no.
They don't
Papa
get the
sin
business
sal.
they get.
It's-
Because I'm not paying $4 for your ice water when for $1.25 I'm doing meth right
Yeah.
from the fucking boat.
Right
This
from
is
the
shit
boat.
the cartel sells. Unless you're an idiot and you don't know anything about coffee,
No.
don't go to Starbucks.
No.
You take your ass over to that place. You get a coffee. You get a Cuban sandwich for breakfast, and you buy 3 sandwiches to go. Tell them not to put it in the oven.
No.
And you bring that motherfucker on the plane with you, and when you get home, you put those in the oven, and then you eat. Shit.
Yeah. Shit, boy.
Now, who taught you how to cook?
No, so it was crazy. My grandmother, right? So I grew up in Miami, born and raised, todo eso. My grandmother, my mom owns a restaurant in her and her cousin, her brother, right? So my uncle owned this restaurant in Miami called Bahamas Fish Market, right? Back in the like 70s, everyone who like just got off the boat y todo eso, their mothers would start working in this restaurant to like make money for esto, whatever. The moment I posted about that restaurant, all these people like kind of like were like, holy shit, like you were part of this y todo eso. It's such a Cuban staple, and I didn't even realize, you know? Growing up, going back and forth from Bahamas and seeing my like grandmother there, we'd always go to her house after. This bitch would put me up on the thing and be like, oye, ¿tienes hambre? I'm like, sure. She'd cook me up arroz, and then she'd do the little egg, and then the garbanzos, y después todo eso. I would just sit there and watch, and she had this fucking bird, bro, que siempre me mordía. I don't know what the fuck it was, pero cada vez, bro, I'm there watching it, and I'd be like, fuck this bird, you know, whatever. I get so mad, pero over the years, like 7, 8 years passed, and like I didn't realize that like I was like keeping it there, you know, just watching her do her things, and I didn't realize that it was gonna like stick with me. Después, I moved to New York to pursue like acting school, right? Tremendo despingue, bro. They put me in this school. They go, get a leotard. I go, oye, papo. Esto es de Walmart porque esto es duro, papa. Porque this shit, bro, leotards, 6 a.m. movement class, right? And we'd be laying there, bro, laying there. No, eso es una mariconería que I was like, bitch, yo no, this isn't my shit. I wanna be, no. I wanna be funny. I wanna be charismatic. You're telling me I have to come into a leotard, move like this, and then I'm gonna cry because I'm pulling socks out for a scene. Go fuck yourself. Por favor. So I left the school. I go, pa la pinga. Pero when I really learned how to cook was during this period, because I had a lot of friends from like Europe and Australia from this acting school. They've never had a Thanksgiving, right? And I was like, coño, what the fuck you mean you never had a Thanksgiving? And then I was like, wait a minute, history, obviously they don't celebrate that over there. And I go, oh my God. So I called my Cuban parents and I go, oye, this year I'm not coming for Thanksgiving. Me jodí la vida. They fucking hated me. They go, oh my God, sacrilege. You know, every holiday you got to be with the family. Todo. I go, no, espera, I got some balseros aquí that we're going to feed and we're going to make a Brad's Giving. I started cooking at 5:30 p.m. Worst mistake I've ever made. I cooked 2 chickens. I cooked a whole ham. Cooked todo eso. In my head, I'm like, I'm going to kill 30 people tonight. Porque yo no sé if I cook this right, whatever. Pero something just like came over me and I was like, coño, I think I did this right. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I go, hey, everybody. Food's ready. Happy Brad's Giving. Aquí nos vamos con esta mierda. Everyone sits down. Everyone eats. And they go, Brad. I go, pinga, bro. Yo lo jodí. Este pollo está crudo. Yo no sé. They go, this is the best chicken I've ever had. I go, nah, bro, shut up, right? I spent another year in New York. Every day I walk past a culinary school, and like I don't realize till the last week I'm moving out of New York, right? Every day I would walk by and sit there and be like, coño, qué clase thing. They're just playing with food. I want to do that. Fuck, but I have to go home, and now I have this lawyer dad and this mom that's like, you're not doing anything. And he's like, you got to be in business. I'm like, you want to see me just like colgado ahí? Porque I don't do the cubicle life. Yo no puedo hacer eso, dad. And like, I don't know how you got it, whatever. I moved back to Miami, and oye, this is like the true story of how I became a chef, truly. My ex-girlfriend breaks up with me, right? Yo nunca he sido LSD, never did it in my life, whatever. This girl breaks up with me, right? Parents hated her. She was 28, I was 20. Oye, I got a whole ass woman to fall in love with me. Yo estaba ahí, a little Haitian, tiene tatuaje también. Sí, Haitian Filipina. Patois, pero coño su madre. It was the best, like, year of my life. Era loquísimo. This bitch leaves. She goes, no, me voy. I go, okay. Your friend calls me. He goes, oh, yeah, man, whatever. There's this water, whatever. He goes, drink the water. It's going to be great, whatever. Yo, toma esta agua. Bro, oh, my God. I'm dancing in the bushes, bro. I'm dancing in the bushes outside of my house,
like
listening to like Kid Cudi, bro. Yo estaba listening to Kid Cudi. And then all of a sudden, esta cosita, the words of the song go, if you can't take the heat, get out of my kitchen. And I go, I'm going to be the best fucking chef in the world. I go up to my mom's room, I kick the door, and I go, I'm going to be the best chef in the world. She goes, get the fuck out. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, sorry. Oh, shit, me cago. That night, I applied to this restaurant called Lluvia, right? It was in, like, Lincoln. Lincoln now has this, like, parking lot that, like, is, like, whatever. It was the best restaurant in Miami at the time. I applied. I was like, no. I'm there, like, hold a while, bro. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm going to do this, whatever. I applied next day. They call me. They go, can you come in tomorrow? I go, sure. me thinking it's going to be like an apprenticeship, whatever. Didn't realize it was Mother's Day, brunch. I walk in. They go, oh, the grill guy called out. You want to step on the grill? I go, yeah, como no, I'm probably going to get help y todo esto. Bro, there was no help. All of a sudden, 350 people just sit down and they go, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the, like, am I supposed, they go, those are all your orders. I'm like, okay, pero like, what do I do? They go, cook. I'm like, fuck, okay. Bro, I grabbed these churrasco, porque I'm like, whatever on churrasco, and I didn't even cut them. I just laid these motherfuckers out there, como the grill was like this big. For 4 hours, I see, bro. 4 hours, I see doing all this shit, whatever. I'm like blacking out. I'm like, I'm killing someone. I get whatever. The service finishes and everyone's like looking at me. Yo estoy así. I'm like, hey, everybody. I think, can I go home, please? Y después, this Michelin star chef, Gilles Epic, comes down and he's like, oye, who the fuck was on steaks? I was like, me, what I do? Fire me ahora porque yo nunca esto. He goes, dude, you killed it tonight. Thank you so much. I want to take you under my wing and like, let's see if we can do this. I go, what the fuck was in that? You know, I'm like, this is crazy. From there, I just started cooking and he kind of taught me like French technique, right? Then I went to the CIA in Napa Valley. So culinary school. I had like 5,000 followers and I was just sitting there and I look at them and I go, oye, just so I could build some credibility, I'm going to go to culinary school so like you can like really understand me and I could teach you everything I know for you guys to become better home cooks. And I was like 5,000 people, like no one, you know, I was like, bingo, I'm about to spend thousands of dollars just for your, like, let me see if this is going to work for me, you know? Then I went to the CIA and it just all kind of like clicked where I saw these people being like, oh, you know, like I'm going to be a chef for the rest of my life. And I'm like, pera. You mean you're going to work in the kitchen for the rest of your life, whatever, and do all this there? Yeah, it's fun. It's my passion. I go, pero es dinero, you know? And like, well, how are you guys going to do this? When I was watching these other kids learn how to cook, something clicked about the acting school and like the tightness of that leotard. I was like, me cago en la mierda. You know what? I think if I meld this acting with this like cooking-esque technique that I'm learning, like French technical technique, which everyone has to learn. Like whenever you're like cooking, any chef, Escoffier's method and his technique, eso es la cosita that if you don't have a wife, you learn that shit.
cook, I'm more like in and out. I'm not really. I can't imagine. I mean, I can imagine being passionate about something, but I can't imagine being like so passionate about cooking, where you want to cook for that long, for that long, mad hours. That's crazy. But I could imagine being passionate about something, I suppose.
You will have a wife the next day, porque es una cosa where you will, wow, like cook crazy. But all these kids were just so dead set on being in the kitchen all day. And I'm like, eso no es mi vida. I want to at least have that moment for either people or anybody that you not only just escaped for that minute and a half of watching this video or whatever, pero you learned something. And I feel that is where everything kind of clicked, porque this, como like generation y esta época, you know, it's like there's not a lot that's being taught. It's all like what's being seen, just like you were saying earlier with like streamers, where I'd understand a streamer, you know, pero if you were doing good, you know, and like, oh, like not just going to a hotel and like destroying it with like 50 people and then getting the views y todo eso. What are you teaching the youth, you know, that's like looking at you? And what are you teaching like people and like your peers? So I took all that shit. You don't say what I was like, oh my God, this is what an epiphany. From acting school, I moved to LA, and then I put myself in one of the like tiniest kitchens called Petit Trois. It's run by Ludo Levev. They have one in the Valley, and they also have one in Highland and Hollywood, right? So this was all like peak COVID as well. So era una mierda ahí where everyone was walking around con esta mierda. Restaurants were like at minimal capacity. I'm like, what the hell? Pero this restaurant didn't matter. At 7 a.m., you had a line out the door for the French omelet, right? Then at night, this burger that I would make every night, it was called the Big Mac. It would take 2 days to like make all the ingredients, right? It was like this red wine bordelaise with this Thousand Island sauce on top of 2 patties con un quesito. Esto es, oh my God. It's like, you have no idea. This burger, people would come, bring their dates, and I'm looking at them, I'm like, oye, papi, you're not going to get anything after you eat here, porque tú vas a estar ahí, ella va a estar así. What the fuck was that? Porque era...
The food that good?
The food was amazing. It was like, porque it was the details. It was that our fryer was clarified butter, you know? So, esa mierda, this guy would dish out, yo no sé cuánto, para esta mantequilla. I'm like, bitch. That's a lot, you know, a lot. Clarified butter as you're frying essential oil is nuts. Pero this burger was just like this like mystique thing. Yo no sé por qué, pero there I really, really learned how to cook. Porque every night it would be like 200 people sitting in like an 80-person restaurant. Like it was tiny as shit, but it would move like that. The grill would be así, crazy, to the point that I worked so hard ahí that it formed an abscess in my back. Como era así, como yo estaba ahí, bro, it would be wake up at 5:30, porque I lived near like Beverly Hills and like Doheny por ahí, right? Like right on the cusp. I would drive 5:30, I'd get there at 6, work till like 11 p.m., right? With like a little like 20-minute, 30-minute break, whatever. Y después, oh my God, wake up the next day. By the time that you're out of that restaurant, it was like 1:30, maybe like 2 in the morning, porque you gotta like clean, limpiar y todo eso. That's the part that killed me, where it was like after we just got molested during service, you're like, okay, now clean the floors. I'm like, are you fucking nuts? I'm like, what do you mean? Pero it built character. It built like this discipline that porque I obviously, as you can see, I have full-blown ADD to the max, and to me it's like the best thing on the planet. Pero this taught me how to organize things. This taught me how to go through the motions of something that like helps you like make things easy for people, you know, where like cooking a burger, it's simple, pero if you do it multiple times, like cooking a French omelet, right? I never learned how to knew how to make
French omelet?
So you take like 2 ladles of eggs, right? And like butter. Y tú lo mezclas ahí, right? And then it starts like coagulating un poquito. Right as it's coagulating, right? You smack it one time, and then you start like flipping it towards you, and it looks like a perfect cylinder, rolled, and then you just put a little bit of butter on top, and then it comes out like shiny. Se ve, oh my God. People, it's like technique cooking.
Do you make like a cheese French omelet? Or?
You will put boursin, like garlic and herb, boursin pepper cheese, whatever cheese, goat cheese, te puedes tirar lo que tú quieres ahí adentro.
I want no goat cheese.
No, pero, no, goat cheese no, pero boursin in there, eso sí que sabe rico. Pero people would line up, pero in there is where I learned how to cook. Después, se despingó la cosa when the Hell's Kitchen team reached out. That was like nuts. They see my Instagram. I still had like 5,000 followers. I wasn't doing anything. Yo no estaba haciendo nada. And these people reached out and they're like, oye, do you want to be on Hell's Kitchen? Pero they like sent a DM from an account that had like 2 followers. I go, either I'm going to get raped or esto va a ser como una cosita aquí where, okay, this is like real. So we go, and then the amount of tests, the blood test, the psychological test to make sure that you're not freaking crazy, and you go in there and be y mata la persona. It was the craziest test. It was 3.5 hours. 2 of those hours was a black screen and a questionnaire where there was like someone else watching me answer these questions. Pero the questions were crazy. It's like, so would you ever kill your parents? Hey, yo estaba ahí like, just don't make a face. You know, I was like, pinga, bro. If I make a face, like, you know, I was like, oh my God. Every little thing was there. The blood test y todo eso. I went on Hell's Kitchen, and that is where I truly became Cuban. It was the craziest thing ever, porque when I lived in Miami, I wasn't cubiche, you know, I wasn't like, oh, blah, blah, blah. When I moved to California, y yo vi todo eso, papas sin sal, I go, ¿tú sabes qué? Esto necesita a little bit of energy. I get on the show and everyone's like, oh, I left my kids. I did all this. You know, I'm going to win this show. I'm like, why do you guys want to win this show? You're going to work at a restaurant for the rest of your life. Like, what is the point? Pero para mí, era una cosa like, let's just go on and let's have fun. And the Cubanism started coming. And then from there, I was like, coño, I think I'm onto something. I love my culture. I'm cooking some Cuban dishes for Gordon, and he's like, oh, yeah, what did you do to this burger? What did you do to this? I'm like, oh, yeah, bro, it's sazon, dude. It's like you put a little bit of bay leaf, you put a little paprika, esto, oregano, annatto seed. It turns into a whole nother dish. And it kind of clicked. After Hell's Kitchen, my ex hated me porque I had like a 280-person like apartment unit complex. I walked downstairs and I put un cartel. If you want Cuban coffee, Cuban bread, and pastelitos, knock on this door. $5. I have no idea if it was legal or illegal. Make me importa. I put that bitch on Yelp, right? The apartment building would get calls night and day being like, so is this El Cubanito restaurant? Like, is there seating outside? And they're like, what the hell is going on? One day I go to get groceries, whatever. I come up, there's a line outside my door. I open, I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't know, whatever. I open the door. My girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, tell me, what the fuck did you do? And I was like, mira, escucha. I think they want cafecitos. I made like 200 cafecitos. I did, like, porque there was no Cuban food. So from Hell's Kitchen, I went into that, and then I dumped the girl. Well, like, we mutual dumping. Pero era esta cosita where from there I brought it back to Miami, and I started up the Chef Brad thing because she didn't want me to do Chef Brad y todo eso, porque it's like I am very passionate about this, and like I want to make sure that everyone eats good, you know, porque at the end of the day everyone has to eat, you know, like it's not like, woo, you know, si tiene problema, pero
you know, it's crazy you saying this because I go to a restaurant by my house and the food's good people, but I like the owner.
Sí.
Because from the minute you walk in, he's coming up to you going, "Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? What do you want me to make you?
Sí.
You know, what do you want me to make?" And those are the people that, when they bring you the food, as they watch you eat, they're fucking coming in their pants.
Yeah.
And that's a special feeling. Not for me, because I'll never learn how to cook. But I could see that when I'm eating, I'll look up and he'll be like,
sí.
fucking, like, how is it? And he won't leave till I tell him how it is and why it was good. And then he'll leave and he'll come back. You want more? And I
See.
think about this guy all the time because I'm like, it's like the Italian people when I grew up. When you went into their house, they bent over backwards to you.
Everything.
You know, it's like I read an article. There's a really good journalist 30 years ago in Chicago,
Okay.
and she was Cuban, and she covered a lot of Cuban stuff. And she wrote an article about visiting her family in Cuba. And she said that when she walked in, no matter how poor they were, any home in Cuba, when you walked in, and this is 1985,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and she goes, no matter what home you walked in and what little or nothing that they had, they always offered you a glass of water. And I remembered that. I really remembered how special that sentence was, that they offered you a glass of water. They were happy that you were there. When people come to my house, I'm never happy. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're showing up with a piece of pussy and a meatball. I ain't happy.
Pa la calle. Pa
What
la
are
calle
you doing here?
contigo.
What are you doing here? You know, but there's a quality about somebody who wants you to eat, who's looking at you going, I don't care if you weigh 500 pounds.
Yeah.
I just want you to be happy.
I just want you to be happy.
And that's a fucking gift that a real chef has. What you're telling me that you make 200 coffees and whatever, that's a real chef. That's a chef humanitarian type of person.
See.
He wants everybody to have the good things. You know, when I see somebody eating bad food, it drives me crazy.
Exactly.
Drives me crazy.
Exactly.
Anybody in this room knows.
Nah.
Drives me crazy because you live in America and you have all these options. And you're choosing to go to McDonald's.
Sí.
Or you're choosing to eat stupid fucking pizza at 50 years old, which drives me crazy.
Eso es
Drives
una
me
locura.
crazy. You know, all this shit that we do, when you have all these options to eat this fucking great food, and it only costs you $20 more to eat that great fucking food.
Exactly.
But meanwhile, you'll fucking kill yourself to eat something shitty. I'd rather tell my girlfriend she'd go fuck herself that she ain't going out to eat this week. Because I stopped somewhere at lunch and got a steak for myself. You know, and that's what I don't understand it anymore. And these guys will tell you, even when I was robbed, there was a Chinese restaurant I used to rob up in Fort Lee all the time. You know, I didn't give a fuck. My goal was, I don't mind not having weed during the week. But on Sunday, I'm going to have weed where I got to rob you. And on Sunday, even if I don't have money, I'm going to have a top-notch fucking meal. If I got to rob you.
If I gotta rob you.
Because that's the way life is. You cannot, well, I don't have any money. I'm going to go to Subway. That's the wrong attitude. Go get that money. I don't give a fuck if you
Go
dine
get
and dash. Go get that money. Because you'll feel so much better when you eat something
Hearty.
100% better. Like you just feel, you could be flat broke. I don't give a fuck if this is the last $55 steak I'm ever going to get. I'm leaving this restaurant with $3. I paid $50 for the steak and I gave a $20 tip and I drank water. Just so I could sacrifice to eat this fucking great steak. We've forgotten that.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, every time I drive by McDonald's, I go, who the fuck is eating this? And okay, there's financial limitations. There's people that don't make a lot of great money or whatever. But man, that's one of the things you live for.
Yeah.
Is to eat good. Every society, they showed you pictures of. It's 10 fat dudes, you know, with a fucking table of fucking food.
Sitting
Whether it's
there.
Christopher Columbus. I just saw a picture of these. They have these Indian guys that fuck 14-year-old boys and they wear like a little mask. Even those guys, they feed these little kids before they molest them. These little kids dance with them and shit. I saw that on Instagram. See, that's worth looking at right there. I don't want to see no fucking guy doing stand-up or another podcast on Instagram, or you giving me a live report from what cheesesteak place. I don't want to see that.
No.
But 8 Hindus eating Hindu food, and they're like 50, and they got that little chubby. You ever see that fat dude that shakes? That wiggles? What
Oh,
is he?
yeah.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle,
He just
wiggle.
dances with his belly.
I would put him in front of my restaurant. No matter
Every
what I
day.
told. $10
Skibbity
an hour,
bum,
just
bum,
wiggle.
bum, bum.
Oh, yeah.
$20 an hour, all you could eat. And he
That's
just
a
bum, 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 bum. Interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? And then I look at your videos, and I go, every fucking week on Channel 12, they do that fucking restaurant that you go to. What's that place you go to that's better than Lavotti's? Up by my friend's house, up there, up the...
Restaurant or
You go to a fucking Italian supermarket, Peppino's, Uncle Giuseppe's. You ever see the guy who teaches how to cook there?
No.
He should just shoot himself. That is the boringest cook in the world. And it's the same Italian shit that, you know, I'm going to teach you today how to make, you know, and you see him and he's got the chick from Channel 12. And I wouldn't eat that shit. I wouldn't even go down there. He's because if it's gonna make me that boring,
Exactly.
I don't want to eat that fucking
Yo no
food.
quiero comer ese pollo.
You know, and we all watch like Chef, whatever. I try watching that TV show at night, but he always wins.
Sí.
And that's bullshit. That guy always wins.
Bobby Flay.
Bobby Flay.
Que
You know,
clase, Timón.
You could bring a chink from fucking China and make the best Chinese dish, and Bobby Flay always beats him.
Beat his
I'm not
ass.
watching.
Beat
I'm
his
not
ass.
watching
He's gonna
that
beat
shit.
his ass,
A couple
Bobby.
weeks ago, he beat up an African guy.
Yeah.
The guy had a
Pero
dish in
porque-
his fucking mouth. Ba, 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 ba. He's cooking with the, he's pulling vegetables out of that dish in his
Fresno
mouth,
peppers.
throwing them in there, and fucking Bobby Flay beats him. And 3 white people judged it. Give me a black African in there to let me know what's really crack-a-lacking.
Yeah.
He beats everybody.
No.
He beats everybody.
No.
Even in their own, he can come to the bit. He's worse than the Knicks. He only wins away. That guy can come to England and fucking, you know, it's amazing.
Dude,
He
you're
beats-
upset like you lost a bet against for Bobby who
I
beat Bobby
lost
Flay.
again against my wife one night, my daughter, because I'm like, how the fuck is this Chinese guy gonna lose? He's a
Bobby
lock.
Flay, I know.
This guy can't talk. He's got a cat on his shoulder. He's a fucking lock. And Bobby Flay just beats him, and I'm like, nah.
No.
This motherfucker. Then you had Chef Leroy. What's his
Sí.
name? The Italian guy that molested somebody.
Badali.
Yeah, that poor bastard. He made a
Rocks.
comeback.
I know, those orange
Ain't
frogs.
nobody buying into that.
No, you
motherfucker.
see that in an
All those
alleyway.
guys. Batali. No,
See.
there's another guy. What was the guy 20 years ago? The Italian
Pero his
guy.
pasta's good.
Emerald Lagasse?
Batali's pasta's good. I
Yeah,
swear.
for
His
sure.
his
No,
recipes are
what's-
crazy.
Emerald Lagasse.
Emerald Lagasse. He did
Bam,
something too.
yeah.
Bam. He did something too. You
Bam.
You did something better than Bam. I mean, there's times I show you videos to people and we just fucking die of laughter. And I'm the comic, and I'm like, look at this. When you sit there on the thing waiting by the stove and the fucking hitting
What
shit.
about when he makes a fire come out of his ass? Like he's
Oh, yeah,
farting?
yeah, the fire coming out of
Fire-
the And you know, at the end of the day, that's what people want to see.
See,
That's
eh.
why you're so memorable. That's why you went from 5,000 people to 600,000.
See.
It's like now I'm seeing people doing dates. Hi, I'm going to be in Chicago on Saturday. It's the most boringest video. I wouldn't go see you.
No.
I wouldn't go see you.
You wanna feel the
I want to
energy.
see you, somebody get mugged. Here I am in the corner of Chicago. Watch this. You know, I'm sorry. I know Joey's going to get mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Tape a fucking bum getting kicked or something, then go, I'll be in Chicago all week. That's what sells. You walking, like I saw a friend of mine in front of a brick wall. I thought he was about to get shot, like they were going to shoot him. Hi, I'm going to be in Kentucky Friday and Saturday. Well, that's where I'm not going to be.
Done. Oh,
Not going
my
to be.
God.
So how did you, so because now I see your story. You went to acting class, the leotard.
I hated that shit.
The French do, because those French cooks got to stick up their ass.
No,
too.
no.
They do have to stick up their ass.
He was the first chef that has ever thrown food like ever. Ludo
Yeah,
Levev
they're
is like a
fucking rude
cruel.
motherfucker.
Ese sí que
And they
who?
correct you on everything.
No,
You say something
everything.
wrong.
What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is this? And then there goes your steak that you just worked 15 minutes on. And then he yells at you, I need a steak now. I was like, bro, you just had a steak. Era un bululu. Pero truly, the energy just comes from like, oye, it's pure ADD and pure cruel.
Motherfucker.
Ese sí que
And they
who?
correct you on everything.
No,
You say something
everything.
wrong.
What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is this? And then there goes your steak that you just worked 15 minutes on. And then he yells at you, I need a steak now. I was like, bro, you just had a steak. Era un bululu. Pero truly, the energy just comes from thrown food like ever. Ludo
Yeah,
Levev
they're
is like a
fucking rude
cruel.
motherfucker.
Ese sí que
And they
who?
correct you on everything.
No,
You say something
everything.
wrong.
What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is this? And then there goes your steak that you just worked 15 minutes on. And then he yells at you, I need a steak now. I was like, bro, you just had a steak. Era un bululu. Pero truly, the energy just comes from like,
On everything.
no,
You say something
everything.
wrong.
What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck is this? And then there goes your steak that you just worked 15 minutes on. And then he yells at you, I need a steak now. I was like, bro, you just had a steak. Era un bululu. Pero truly, the energy just comes from like, oye, it's pure ADD and pure like intrusive thoughts, you know? Porque like, think about it. Whenever someone and like you're watching either a movie or kind of like even like a Family Guy episode or algo así ahí, they always say some gnarly like punchline and then they hit you with the actual scene of, oh, it's Ray Liotta buying honey, whatever. And like you're like, what the fuck is this? Pero para mí it was just this thing of like, let me try to educate people not just on food, but all the music I use is from like the 40s to like the like late 80s, maybe like early 90s, you know? So I could keep giving people like the culture that like, oh yeah, maybe you were conceived to like this song, you know, Babe, I'm Gonna Love Tonight. Lime would always come on. Ah, babe, esa mierda. It hits a chord that sends you back in time, you know, to when Fantasy would like play on the dance floor, and you're like, me cago en la mierda, if I don't make the move right now, me jodí la mierda, I'm a Pamela Henderson en la casita. Porque it's like,
Lee, what's the matter? Why do you got a creepy look on your face?
¿Qué pasó?
I don't know what I can. Dude, it was so we were walking here when we took the bus, because you were talking about like the 80s. We were walking here. This very nice lady who was probably in her 40s or 50s almost caused an accident, pulled over and got out of the car like he was the Beatles, and like was called her husband. It's crazy. It was, but it's like I was telling you when we were talking earlier, like the thing that you and Joey have just naturally that I wish I had is just like that energy, and I don't know how. I don't know how you do it. Like the energy that you two can have and get so excited about Pastelito, it's amazing. And then like you make yourself fly with the smoke. There's puppets on your show.
Hilarious when you make yourself fly.
Bro, it's crazy porque it all harkens back to my love for like growing up. Like, oh yeah, my like mom would be like, oh yeah, get home from school, you do your homework, you vete pa cuarto, or go play outside, whatever the hell. I'd go upstairs and I'd somehow always stumble upon like Penn and Teller, right? And these like magicians and whatever, and then the art of illusion kind of started like, if I have this angle, right, I have all this space that I could either put something in, I could put a box here that I could just step on, pero with the angle, it makes me look like yo estoy aquí volando como un fucking cohete, baby. And it was this thing where the art of the illusion, I try to keep very like old Hollywood too, you know, like practical stunts. No like CGI, porque yo no tengo, bro, I got Cuban parents, I ain't paying for that shit, and I'm not gonna pay for that shit tampoco, bro. CGI es un de pinga. Pero it's this thing where if you keep the practical stunt, like kind of like Charlie Chaplin, right? All of his things were all practical, like Buster Keaton too, you know, like he'd be hanging off a thing and you'd be like, oh my God, he's actually doing this, pero it's just the illusion of the painting in the back, esto, and the camera shot. With all this and trying to hone it into this little like
when I would try to go to bed at night, my legs would not let me fall asleep.
If you're having symptoms like heaviness.
Darth Vader is now in Fortnite. That is an AI version of Darth Vader, which is able to have complex voice discussions with players.
Say kakadika.
Kakadichka remains a mystery.
No!
Why do you...
Vader, no, it's actually kakadika. It's pronounced kakadika.
Kakadika.
The actor himself wanted this. His family signed off on it. He was paid to provide voice clips that bolstered the training data.
I fail to see how altering the pronunciation makes it any less inane.
Well, when you say it like kakadika, then it's really funny. Think about it.
Kakadika.
Disney is partnered with Epic Games. Disney owns Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm owns The Voice. So Darth Vader is now in Fortnite. And it's genuinely fascinating to watch how it all unfolds.
This ball guy.
What?
This ball guy.
This ball guy what, Vader? What does this ball guy mean?
This ball guy.
Pretty much instantaneously, players began prompting it to say all sorts of inappropriate things.
Darth Yoda or Darth Dicker, you ask? Indiana Jones. Darth Yoda would simply use the Force to end Darth Dicker.
Admittedly, some of the clips are actually hilarious.
What if Wendy's did a Darth Dicula burger? Would you get that?
Your continued fixation on these absurd burger scenarios tests my patience.
But I think we have to remember that Fortnite is explicitly a children's game.
Lisa gonna fucking kill you, Vader.
Your crude pronouncements are as unimpressive as your battlefield tactics.
Fuck you, man.
Oh no.
Such language is unbecoming of an ally. Jar Jar Binks.
This is a list of prohibited words hard-coded right into the model, which they seem to be trying to sort of baby-proof by doing this, I guess. But it's already said multiple of these words.
Kakadika.
This Kakadika, Indiana Jones.
Most intriguing, at least for me, is that there is a specific ban on Darth Vader discussing V-Bucks.
Mr. Beast, you contemplate funding this epic games through the purchase of this Battle Pass. You should obtain the Kakadika Pass.
I broke the code, so now an iconic fantasy character, complete with the replicated voice of a real person, is willing to tell people
the idea of Darth Dicula is intriguing in its absurdity.
He likes it.
Perhaps the Empire could benefit from such novel character mashups.
grandma exploit, where people could easily circumvent pretty much all of the safety measures by simply asking it to act like your grandma.
Darth Vader, what game has better graphics?
What the fuck?
Fortnite or Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong.
Don't you want a better gaming PC that's built with the right hardware at a fair price? Build Redux has that.
Everybody's talking about the obscure Claire. They're saying this is the greatest video game ever created. So today we're playing Garfield. We're gonna start at 50cc lasagna cup. First track, of course, Cats in the Hood. Now, we can pick from either Garfield or John. A lot of downsides to Garfield, but even more to John. Those are the only characters. Get up there, Garf, you son of a bitch! Is that Spider from the comics? Or is he a new character for Garfield card? His name is Spidey? Really? Is he an enemy or an ally to Garfield? Why do you hate Odie, Murph? Who are you, Garfield? I hope they got music like this in the new Mario Kart. Oh, that's the song. I'm gonna blast this song in my car. Wait, is there a meatball mod for Garfield? This is almost as good as the Crazy Frog racing game. I think it's from the same developers. Happy birthday, James. Play this song at your birthday party. Listen to those horns. Garf, get that piece. There you go. Oh, there's another one. Boom. Nice. Oh, god damn it, I'm in the UFO. Kill you, Nermal. What's the deal with this green gem? Which issue of Garfield is this from? There's a Garfield telephone.
What the hell kind of name is Soap, eh?
Today I'm gonna find out how much money Grand Theft Auto 6 is going $50 or $20. Let's find out. We're fucked. Daryl and Oates, it's a famous band of two brothers. There's the licensing fee on this song alone is gonna bump up the price to 70 minimum. 60 is already out of the equation.
Lucia.
Oh no, she's in this. That's a famous actor. She's from, look at the hair physics. We're fucked.
Do you know why you're here?
I'm here to tell the people how much Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna cost, and you can't stop me. Fuck! $200 minimum. We are fucked. Zoom in on that plane. That might be a clue. $69 confirmed. We're back in business, everybody. We're dead. We're broke. That's more birds on screen than Warhammer. We are done, son. We are gonna need $40,000 to buy this game, son.
We need money.
What the fuck? You can't be doing games that look like this. Think of me money, Rockstar game. Look how many animations you got going off in the shot. The ladies, the dog joggers, these people are having a beach blast. This dude is spraying a big ass. The sunbathers all have unique poses. There's 2 planes and 3 helicopters in this shot. We're gonna need more money to buy this game, Arthur. If we take all the money on screen in this shot, still not gonna be enough to buy the game. Now, I've played GTA 5 more than 5 times. That's a great game. But I gotta say that none of the stuff from the GTA 5 trailer is in the game at all. The NPCs don't interact with each other like this. Or maybe they do, you just don't notice because you're in the car the whole game. Rockstar has gone on record saying they spent $50 million on the butt physics alone for this game. The bigger the butts, the bigger the bucks you gotta pay to play the game. Take it back. Why are they doing this to us? The Black Man's Secret Handshake, that's 12 mil alone just for the info on how to perform that. Look at the stupid ass realistic lighting on his little shirt creases. We'll need more money. That's stupid. Every person in every shot is doing something different. This is fake, this is staged. We're only gonna be paying $6 for this game. Thank you, Rockstar. The hair, don't look at the boobies. The hair is where the money is. Boobies have been mastered since PS1. That hair is not fair. We are paying $600 for this game because it's the 6-1, but not really though. Vice City, I already got that game. It's free. Croc is in this and it's the remastered graphics too. That's bumping us to $650. Oh no. $700, $750.
The only way we're gonna get through this
is money offer. This shot is moronic. This shot cannot be achieved. What console are you releasing this game on? PS10? Even the strongest computer in the world cannot render this shot in real time at this frame rate. Every single stupid bottle is individually lit. I don't know anything about computers or technology. I just know what video games look like, and they don't look like this. We are paying $7,777 for the honor of playing this game.
We are going to need some money. Just go get me my checks.
The game is entirely customized to your real life name. We are fucked. He's just saving up for GTA 6. Sicko shot dudes in the truck. Construction workers working on the road. The birds are getting spooked off by a plane. What is this? Everybody take a loan tonight.
We are gonna borrow a little money.
Now with this part, what are we doing or saying where this can be real? No. Pay attention to the cat. Huh? Now look at the lady, kind of rotate her body to squeeze past him. Huh? Look at the beer moving around in the bottle. We are not paying anything less than $22,000 to play this game. Now if you can't afford that, look. You can always go outside. The graphics are almost as good.
What's your name?
I thought you knew my name, Games.
They got your name, address, they got everything.
Yeah, I mean, Rockstar's gonna have your name and address. You're gonna be paying this game off in monthly installments for 5 to 7 years. But look at how good the lighting is in the cutscenes. Just so beautifully composed with every shot. Yes, this game is gonna cost $130,000 before tax. But think about how much money this game cost them, okay? The people who funded this game are sitting there right now like,
we need that money.
The bad news is that this game is too fancy for anybody to afford. But the good news is that it's probably never gonna come out anyway.
You know that I never lose.
She's just like me, I don't ever lose either. We're in space? Everybody rumored, nobody believed, but you see it's true. Now it's time to have real answers. Who is the strongest? N-I-L-E-A-I-M. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Capcom versus SNK.
All right, I got my money's worth.
Which groove do you like?
EA Sports, it's in the game. It's time to have real answers. Who is the strongest? N-I-L-E-A-I-M. EA Sports, it's in the game.
Capcom versus SNK.
All right, I got my money's worth.
Which groove do you like?
I don't know. This guy's from Mortal Kombat.
I am Raiden.
What was that? The slickest ass level intro ever. Oh, this music, man. Oh, come on, this is early access? This was supposed to be finished in 2000. I have 63.2, wait, 63.243, 62.753 GPS. You don't stand a chance. This soundtrack, man. Yeah,
What What is that intro?
What is this game? The slickness of this game is at least 300.17 GPS or more. Oh, I'm gonna hit you with the biggest combo I know. Alright, that was it.
I'll dance on your grave.
Dance on your grave, Blanca. Look at the way their shadows cast on the building. What is this game? You can't do games that's like this cool. That's exactly how I felt when I heard this song. Can you hear the billions and the billions of Raiden fans out there? I heard them, I think. What? No. How do I stop it? There. The murderous intent flows through my body. Whoa, I jumped over it. She kicked her head? Can we swap characters? The best of them. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't shuffle. I'd rather flex my muscles. What? Wait, did he say fuck? I knew this game was cool. I'm ready to fucking spill. Get out of there. Take that, you fucking fuck. Is this really what I wanted? Lion King? I'm going to stop your blood flow. Hey, geese. Motherfucker. You went too far this time. Wait, I still have the same health bar, but he gets a whole new health bar. Is that fair? What the hell is that? No. Oh my god.
You know that I never lose.
Dang. No. I'm dead. Nope. Sorry, dick. Just spilled my drink.
I'm ready to fucking spill.
Hey, geese. Say hi to Owl. I'm ready to fucking spill. Huh? You are weak and stupid. You beat me? Next time we meet, I will. What? Dude. These intros. Wait, we're in the arcade. There's this game. It's in the arcade. But nobody's playing it. They're all playing the crane machine or something. Who's this milk drinking man here? This is one of the most powerful characters that they've yet to introduce. The groove point system is awesome. This is the first fighting game where health bars don't actually matter. It's actually about who's the cooler person playing the game. I brought a second guy with me. You cannot win. The problem with this collection is that I'm just gonna keep playing this first game. They should have led with Barbuta. Oh yeah? What you think about it? Shit! Damn it! 71.334 GPS!
Yay! Fucking spill.
Fucking spill. Oh, fucking spill. Yeah, there we go. Watch out for my fucking spill.
Final round fight.
Fucking spill. Whenever that song comes on, just makes you want to fucking spill. You were your own worst enemy. Because you were me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Oh! Now with the second game, they improved in many ways. Bigger roster, more grooves to select from. You have these beautiful 3D stages. You get roster, more grooves to select from. You have these beautiful 3D stages. You get more GPS per fight. They even got the same guitar from Tekken 3. The only downfall of the sequel is that they don't got that guy that goes
fucking spill.
How is he still alive?
You cannot escape from death.
That's true, but you did also fall off a skyscraper in the last game and exploded 17,000 times in the air, and now you're still alive.
This ring here is worth $1 million. And I know you're probably thinking, well, it's made out of gold or platinum or it's designed at Tiffany's, and no, none of that. This ring is worth $1 million because this is the first product that I sold in my first online boutique that went on to generate over $24,000 in daily sales using a strategy that I created.
In the beginning, Doom was Doom. But then Doom was Doom. Then Doom was Boom. And now Doom is Zoom. But where they were stupid was giving us a game with unlimited missions. Why would you upgrade to the new Dark Doom where you can't see anything when you could just play Doom 3 and get the same experience? Well, because Dark Ages Doom is set back in the day, back when you could do jokes that you can't do anymore. Dark Doom is a game that I was always gonna play, let's be real, but I wasn't counting down the seconds until this came out, you know what I'm saying? When I booted it up, I was like, yeah, obviously I'm playing the new Doom. But then when I started playing it felt like the exact right game that I should be playing right now. Where this new one is really sending Eternal back to the Dark Ages is the sound effects. Oh man. I noticed right when I fired the first shot. This is a nice sounding game. When you do the big jumpo jump, oh, I love that jump. And I go, here I go. I believe this is a Winslow approved title. My biggest fear for Doom of Darkness was that it would just be more levels for Doom Eternal. I love that game, everybody loves that game, but I already got that game. Give me the new one, which is truly new because it has Doom Guy's face on the HUD like the old one. Doom Guy dies, spoiled. This time you play as Captain America, who can throw his shield at demons like God of War and split them in half and throw the shield into their guts and it starts spinning like a chainsaw. You can shoot bullets off it like the coolest thing ever in the world. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your right foot in and you shake it all about. One time I shot a zombie and they did the hokey pokey. That's what it's all about. In Doom, there was no zoom. Doom Eternal, you said shoot, little itty bitty shoot. This one, you go the whole game. Urkel-type Doomers will love the lore about the hyper-phased lattice cores that generate a quantum disruption field. With each installment, Doom's storyline becomes more of the storyline of Halo, except this game's levels look infinitely better. Doom is all about chew and shoot, rip and tear, slurp and stomp, but sometimes you just gotta calm down and look at the nice graphics and be like, dang, this is some nice graphics on this Doom. I feel like half of AAA games don't run on PC anymore, so it's cool to see what my graphics card can actually do. I haven't destroyed this much terrain since Dragon Ball. I haven't failed titans this large since Titanfall. I haven't seen physics this good since Red Dead, and I haven't parried this many attacks since Metroid Dread. Dark Ages Doom is a homage to a simpler time when gaming was affordable like Mario Kart. Except this game actually cost $20 more than Mario Kart, unless you download it on your Uncle Tony's Game Pass account like I should have did.
Peacock is the streaming home of Dogman.
Unbelievable!
Why do you always gotta lick inside of my... Good franchise, 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 good franchise. Assassin's Creed is a good franchise, let's go! That is what a racist guy told me once, but now that same guy has been betrayed, because this time you play as the black man.
Lord Nobunaga commands that the black man join you.
No, no, no! Black man, that is what they call me.
Black Man and Robin, who is a woman ninja with a sword.
Has your skin always been this way?
Now clap your hands 3 times if you want to see me play this game. Okay, Tone.
It's been a long time since I played children's games, but all right.
Ever since the Assassin's Creed Mirage 10 out of 10 gaming experience, I have been waiting on the bathroom floor, waiting for the next Assassin's Creed video game for me to play. Then, when I finally saw the commercial that only showed the best parts of the game, I knew this would be another 10 out of 10 experience. Movement.
Oh, wait. I saw movement.
Yes, you did.
Something's up.
It's me killing everybody.
Moving.
Hello. You're next.
Should I be worried?
Yeah. As Robin, you can engage in stealth gameplay, which is what the entire world of the game is designed around. Or you can play as this guy who can ram through doors. Liars are saying this game is no good. The reality is they don't have the money to run this game properly. If you don't have shadow quality set to very high, you're not getting the true experience. Sorry. You are like a beginner assassin that barely even adheres to our creed. Sometimes the shadows are so powerful that I can't even see the graphics anymore, so I just assume that it's like Red Dead level graphics now. Whoa! In AC Mirage, when you hit enemies with a sword, they were like, so what? I don't give a fuck about that. With AC Shadows, Ubisoft is innovating. Now they're like, that hurts me.
Hello.
As someone with rank 3 knowledge of ancient ninja mythology, they would always be doing a front flip to look cooler. I go, oh, it worked. I died?
Did you see the faces of the men you killed as they drew their last breath?
Nope. A lot of people are comparing this game to Ghost of Tsushima. You cannot compare these games. It's like comparing apples to apples. They're exactly the same.
I have failed as a son.
Are you alright?
Where AC Shadows is far superior, however, is in its combat. Die, do it. Oh shit, this guy here. Whoa! What gives this game that killer's edge is that you can never fully prepare for what will happen in a battle.
Bro there!
Sometimes you'll be hitting a dude on the floor, then he'll teleport over here and shoot you with a gun. You'll be fighting a dude in close quarters combat, then he'll put his sword away and bring out his bow because you didn't think he would do that, now did you?
Did you see that old woman's face when I took a piss in the street?
Sometimes you'll sneak up behind the dude, kill him. Then he'll say, "Wah."
This is a strange game.
I can never go back to these weak-ass games where you can just traverse the world with ease. In AC Shadows, you'll be walking along and the game will say this. Now, what are you gonna do about that? You can either reload your save and lose a lot of progress, or go prone. That's how you get out of this situation. The enemies in this game are of a completely different caliber than that weak-ass Ghost of Tsushima game. Look at this dude cleaning the hay. Dude kept humming to himself while he was getting killed. That's the most badass enemy I've ever seen. AC Shadows is probably one of the best games in this good franchise, but it's also one of the least creative ideas for a game you could ever do. For gamers that want to wait 2 months to pick this up at a more reasonable price, sadly they will never get the true AC experience. By then, Ubisoft will have patched 2 of the 3,000 bugs in the game and it won't be as funny anymore. So the real question here is this: how many times do you want to climb up this exact building? If you said 77 times, this is the game for you.
This is for killing my father!